Hello, what's up everybody, it's Yoshinator195 here, coming at you with another Black Ops 6 gaming commentary, and in this episode I'm going to be looking at continuing my gun guide, semi-gun guide, experimental phase, where I'm looking at trying to optimize the guns in terms of their attachments to get the best outcome. And in this episode I'm looking at the KSV, my 1.0 iteration. If you checked out previous video that I did on the PP919, it's very similar. I'm going to be kind of rocking the same sort of setup, looking at the vertical foregrip, trying to reduce things that are going to impact the recoil in terms of reducing that down. So that's what I'm going to cover in this video, and kind of having a look at, okay, does it actually work and how does it translate to something like the KSV, which actually isn't my usual go-to gun, even though I believe I've seen somewhere in other YouTube videos people, rave about this gun. This is like one of their go-to submachine guns, and I don't know, maybe I've just always been more the PP919 kind of guy. But you'll see I'm rocking the same type of the variable zoom scope that's in there. I'm just shooting right now to see if the recoil is actually a little bit lower in that sense. Rocking that, same type of optic, because if you actually go down the list of optics, you'll see that some of them, particularly towards the end of the list, those that have the zoom capabilities, actually reduce the recoil. So that's why I'm, it might seem kind of strange, but that's why I'm like rocking it, because I hate recoil on my guns and I just cannot work with it. That's why I also have the vertical foregrip. I think I've also got heavy stock, if I'm not mistaken, on this one, and I've also got the ported compensator, because that came from a recommendation from another YouTuber called It's Nick, which I think also improves a bit of the flinch resistance, although I think later on in my maybe 1.1 or maybe even 2.0 iteration I later changed that to suppressor, because I just think it's way more valuable just for the enemies not to know that I'm there, essentially. So I don't care about flinch resistance, because I'd rather them not trying to hunt me down. But the KSV, and I think I do fairly decently in this first kind of my first trial at it on Nuketown, actually kind of, I rock with it, and I kind of actually dig it. It's got an interesting kind of, I don't know, rate of fire, and it sounds kind of funny when you actually land bullets on the enemies. It just, I don't know, it's almost like a bit of a popcorn effect in a sense. And I don't know if it's like still going to be, something that I'll try to go to. Is it really worth, I don't know, if everyone raves about it so much, and I don't know, for some reason that I just can't seem to get it as, I don't know, humming is my favorite type of gun compared to the PP919 or even the XM4, which I think are still my go-to. But maybe I'll, continue reiterating with the KSV, doing some sort of experimentals to get it a little bit more preferable. I think something that bothers me is that even if I put on all these recoil gun controls, it still seems a bit wild. I don't know, it seems to be just, I just can't get it under my control, and maybe I need to also look at some sort of gun sensitivity, or I don't know. It just seemed like I just would fire any few bullets and you'll just see like just goes off, and I'm like, maybe I'm just rusty with it. Maybe I just need to kind of get used to it. So if there is any changes, or if there's any modifications that you think is worthwhile for the KSV, then do let me know, because I would say it's probably towards the bottom end of, if I had the top 5 submachine guns, this might be 4th or 5th, and I would definitely still put something like the PP919 over it. But, having said all that, I do manage to have a decent game in this first part, and it could also depend on every game that I play, by the way. Sometimes I just get mistakes made from a frag kill. It's just, I have no idea. I'm like cursed with every time I go onto Black Ops 6. I just have to kill myself with a grenade. I don't know why it does it. So you'll see me here, like, even look this sound effect. I don't know what it is about this KSV. Sometimes it doesn't even sound strong. Maybe that's what bothers me. It just sounds a bit like, I don't know, like I'm shooting popcorn pellets or something. It's so weird. Yet, I don't know. It does work at the same time, so I can't fault it. Maybe even if it just sounds a bit funny to me. Yeah, I don't know. But so I do thankfully manage to have a decent game, and that could come, you know, with the lobby that you do get in any scenario. And I also think that Nuketown with domination, and I don't know, this is kind of an evolving theory for me, because I'm trying to remember how it was in the original Black Ops, if I ever came into these issues, but basically if you're on this side of the map, when you hold down C and B, if you're on that side of your team, that to me is so much easier than actually being on the other side and trying to hold down A and B, because man, every time I've been on the other end and I've got A as my, you know, go-to flag initially, I'm just getting, you know, spawn killed, people just waiting for me to come around B. I can't even make a move. And right here, by the way, is at this point I was like, I love the KSV. Right there I was like in the zone, and just they were just lining up for me, and that variable zoom to me was just so perfect. I loved that. It was just like the right level to me. Maybe maybe a little bit too close, but I think it was just in that balance between being too far and too close. And I just thought, okay, maybe this KSV is actually really good, because after that clip I was just like, wow, stoked. And right here you'll see I'm kind of holding down a little bit of this zone here because I want to get the Watchdog Helo, so I'm doing a bit of semi-tactical camping, and right there I thought I was going to cook it. Oh my god. I just, for a second I was freaking out, because I really wanted to just get that Watchdog Helo and then just hang around there and basically continue the spawn kill, because once you got B and C, that's essentially all you need to do in Nuketown. Just let them come to you, because they cannot get out of this house range. And even here I'm kind of like laying down. This is something I might not normally do for too long, because I'm completely exposed from behind my back, and if someone just goes around in front of the house and just looks back towards this lane, I'm completely gonski. So I'm kind of showing a little bit of extra patience here, waiting, and finally get that person. Then I get the Watchdog Helo, then I'm like, okay, let's call it in. I can be a little bit more active. I'm just gonna hang around here. I can be a little bit more patient while the Watchdog comes and just picks them off. There's no real reason for me to go back, but I will edge a little bit further and further, maybe push it. You can kind of see I'm just going a little bit into it just to be able to spawn kill as much as possible, just keep that pressure. And doesn't always work, so that's, you know, a bit too aggressive, but at that point, you know, you're up, you know, you're doing great, you're doing all the kills. That's exactly what you need to do. So this is the time to be very aggressive. And this is where, like, if I was in that opponent's team right now, like, I just cannot get out of A. And I've been on that receiving end, and I don't know if it was so difficult in Black Ops, but once you're on that side, man, trying to get B and holding down B and A is just ridiculous. I cannot do it. I think I've only done it recently just once, because luckily I just had a very good team who actually were able to push at the same time to actually get B and then kind of maintain a little bit, because obviously you can spawn kill on either side and you can go back to C and kind of hang around there and do it, but this area right here, this whole backyard, to me is so open, and maybe a little bit more open than the other side, and that could maybe be more of an indication of why it's so easy to spawn kill compared to this little veranda here where you can kind of just run in very quickly and get safety indoors. I don't know if that's exactly the reason. That's just my maybe a guess or hypothetical. Maybe I'm spitting absolute BS, but when I'm on the A side, I just cannot get out of it sometimes, and it's so frustrating. So if you're on this side and you've gone into it, it's amazing. And that's, you know, it comes and goes, I guess, depends on, you know, the luck of the draw. But right here, I'm just like, how did that guy jump down and stick me? Ridiculous. But right here, I just knew, I was like, alright, well, I'm gonna enjoy this because I've been on the receiving end and I'm, you know, living La Vida Loca right now because I just love it. And rocking the KSV, I was like, this is a very good start. I mean, 32 and 11, 2.9 KD or eliminations to death ratio. What more could you ask for? And here we go with that best play, which is just, oh, once this lane just opens up, I mean, that's just ridiculous. And look at this nade kill, by the way. How does that nade just explode so quickly? I just threw it. Oh, did I destroy the spring mine and then that popped it? That may have actually done it. Because normally, I'm like, throwing that grenade does not necessarily pop it off so quickly unless the game just changed and said, like, that will help you out with this kill. But maybe that spring mine could have actually changed things. So, hey, look, I think for the first match for the KSV, I was very happy. Even though, I don't know, for whatever reason, that sound of the bullets kind of just, I don't know, it irks me for some reason. It just doesn't sound like it's doing damage compared to like the PP 919. I don't get it. But you'll see in this second game, as I'm trying to get to level 33 as quickly as possible during this double XP weekend, because I want to get to the gunfighter attachment so I can add on, you know, three more attachments. You'll see in this second game, just don't do as well. And even though I still liked the KSV, you know, and I was doing, you know, okay, it still seems to be working. Could be just a different game mode, different lobby. I've talked about in the past the skill-based matchmaking, whether or not, you know, you have a good game and all of a sudden it's like, all right, let's make it harder for you. Let's bring you with actual crazy players who actually know what they're doing and see how you fare there. And then that just impacts, you know, the enjoyment that I have in that game, because we didn't do very well and sometimes it can be, you know, particularly frustrating, especially because I'm one of those guys that, you know, I still want to play the objective as much as possible. And, you know, even if I'm on Nuketown or even Stakeout, although Stakeout, I'm a bit more accepting, you know, of accepting that if you don't have to care about the objective there. But Nuketown, I'm like, I want to win. I want to go for it. If I can do something for it while, killing people at the same time and maybe even leveling up the guns, then why not? So I think I joined even the same lobby. I was like wondering why it kicked me out. Sometimes I get these weird messages that, what was it, insufficient data or something, insufficient information, and then I'm like, and I think it puts me back very quickly. I didn't even see the loading, just joined the game right away. I'm like, is this like the same lobby that I had just before? I don't know. It's very weird. So here I'm like actually doing, semi-hypocritical, normally I would actually push that objective, but I was waiting just a little bit to see, I'm anticipating someone just to come around that bus initially, and then my idea was then to go for the objective, just to clear that pathway, because I was like, I believe that someone was around there. I believe there's a couple individuals I just need to eliminate before I move forward. So that's why I was like, just holding down, just being a little bit more patient than maybe normally what I would be doing. I'd just be running and gunning, and I don't know, maybe as I'm trying to be a little bit better at the game, I'm not trying to run like a headless chicken straight towards the enemy and just going, I'm going to the hard point, I'm going to, objective for everything, and just getting killed in the process. So that's why you see me maybe being somewhat hypocritical, but coming back, I'm now holding down the second objective. I don't know how that guy just turned the corner and just wanted to like pop me off so quickly or whatever. And I'm, going back, because we still have the lead. And this is where I like having this variable zoom right there, because I don't know, I just need to like, I don't know, get my sights as close as possible as I can. I don't know, I'm one of those guys that I just like to, I don't know if it's so basic or dumb, but I just need my iron sights on them as much as I can. And even if it's a red dot, I like the red dot, but that's why I enjoy like something like the ACOG scope. And I don't know, to me, it's just I've maybe grown with it. I think back in the day, I used to be very against having red dots, and if I could just have, you know, 4 or 5 attachments, I wanted to save those for things like, you know, having the magazine and changing the foregrip and you know, the rear grip, the barrel, whatever, so that I can, you know, at least work with the gun as much as I can at its natural capacity with its iron sights and save the attachments for everything else. So like something like the Galil, I actually could really rocked with the iron sights for that. I remember just, you know, I didn't need red dot and I wanted to get used to it, and it wasn't that unbearable compared to maybe some other guns like the M16. Even like something like the... Oh, what was that gun? That was... Oh, it's eluding me. It was like an assault rifle. The ACR. Yes, the ACR from Modern Warfare 2. Like those iron sights I loved, and if you put on an ACOG with that, which I think there was something with it, that was just like OP to me, and like it was like almost unfair, and the ACR just did not have any recoil, but the iron sights was still generally very good, so you know, you didn't need to, but it was also, that to me was also more enjoyable to have the ACOG, because I just enjoyed having that aim down on the sights. But in general, I think I used to play like without red dot attachments as much as I could, because I really wanted to focus on the attachments that would actually help me kill people in terms of what can I add to the gun in its natural state that's going to increase its firing or damage capacity. Now in Black Ops, you know, 6, I'm kind of a little bit more onto the red dots and all that, especially with these scopes, the variable zooms, because it adds that recoil gun control. Like, I'm like, well, obviously I want that, you know, I want to reduce the recoil, so chuck on the variable zoom, and I'm kind of now used to and familiar with just having that zoom on effect on people. So I don't know, I'm really more enjoying that side, especially now that I'm, you know, adding on gunfighter, which is just an extra 3 attachments. I'm like, well, I might as well have a red dot. Like, it's just going to improve the accuracy of my gunfights completely. So that's why, you know, I don't know, maybe I've changed a little bit as a COD player. Hopefully for the best. I don't know. Still baby steps here. You know, as you can see, we're running into a bit of troubles here, and as much as we are still winning, I think we're up 103 to 71. I'm not doing as good as it was the previous game. I think I'm going maybe 2 kills and 1 death sort of thing. We're putting, you know, a little bit of pressure, managing to get some headshots here and there, which is kind of surprising. And I'm also, I think this was before I had the 3 attachments, because I have an extra tactical. But the stims, I think, I used to be a smokes guy, and I still love that, you know, for some objectives, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, these stims are actually, they're not OP, but you know, they're pretty much a lifesaver. Like, there's a few times where my health just goes pretty much down to the last, I don't know, 10 to 20, well, I don't know what units it are, and I just use the stim, and it's just basically, you know, revived me. It's insane. And I just keep going right there, even that, I'll go down to half, boom, I'm back up. It's just crazy. So I don't know, maybe I'm just very late to the party. I'm like, how have I not known? Oh, right there, that blast trap was one of my favorite things that I think I did in this particular game, because I could see that it was on the ground, and I was like, this guy's gonna come around the corner. I'm like, please, 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 let me get this. Pop that blast trap and just finally nail him. Oh, it's just so sweet when that happens. But yeah, I think I'm late to the party with stims. I don't know. I can see why. I feel like Homer. I can see why this is so popular. Like that legitimately is insane to me. Like, and did it come out in Black Ops? Sorry, Modern Warfare? I'm trying to think how long stims have been around for. I think it's the last 4 years. And right there, oh, I think I was so annoyed, because I was also trying to get that watchdog again, and I was trying to hang back for the Yeah, in that little area just to get that, but it didn't happen. Look at this, by the way. How many assault packs? I could not believe it. And I was like, I'll just take this as full of score streaks, but jeez. And right now, I think, am I in the enemy spawn? It's hard to tell with the scrambler. Oh, it's freaking out again. Because again, I'm going on another little kill streak. I'm really trying to get that watchdog, because sometimes I just know that if I can just get that, it'll help. And right now, like, I'm actually doing very poorly of playing the objective. And I think the only reason why is because I'm going for that Slayer type of role where I just need to get that watchdog, and if once I get that, then I can play a little bit more aggressive, and hopefully that could help us out. So there are a little bit of exceptions towards that, and had I not had the watchdog helo on board, I would be like, you know, what am I doing? Like just grinding for camo? No, I don't. To me, I don't care about that as much. I want to win. You know, to me, the objective is more important for the camo. But look, you do you. But you know, I try to play the game right as much as I can. If I can do them both at the same time. I'm sounding like a broken record here, going on and on. So that's why I'm kind of hanging around here and just waiting, getting as much as I can. I think I'm one off right now. I'm in the spawn, by the way. Like, I can see all these red dots, and I'm like freaking out. They're gonna come up here, trying to make sure that I just get this watchdog helo. I'm trying to remember. Do I do get it? And oh, the hard point's gonna change because now they're there. So do I take this risk? I remember thinking, do I wait? Are they gonna come up? They're gonna come up. I'm like, all right, let's go have a look. Yes, get it finally. I don't care, whatever. Thank gosh, I actually played aggressive right there, and actually, if I had not gone out, maybe that guy would have got me. Although maybe I was also in a good position behind that table, or whatever. I was happy that I got out, get my 1 kill, get my watchdog, and now I'm like, alright, let's go for the hard point. It's, you know, I'm back up, we're down 50, let's go, let's push the objective here. So that's why I'm now going all out. And I cannot get this hard point, and I think my watchdog helo, it gets taken out within like 10 seconds. When I think I remember thinking, this is why you just play the objective no matter what. Forget about the watchdog helo sometimes. Like, it is usually maybe 8 times out of 10, it's gonna do the job. It's gonna help you tremendously. But in this situation, if you are actually versing a good team, they're gonna work to take it out themselves. And that's what just happened there. So right there is a classic example of actually, you know, me not doing my best for my team, not playing the objective probably as hard as I could, even though I thought I had good intentions. What is that? The path to hell is played with good intentions, but clearly it was a bad choice, and I should not have hung around just to get the watchdog helo. I should have played the objective. But that is it for me. Let me know down in the comments below what you use for the KSV, and I will catch you in the next episode. Alright. Peace.